No. I know these were supposed to be not specialist Titans. They're supposed to be kind of standardy Titans that are sort of mid-level. Well, but they're both oriented towards damage and uh there's not like a tank Titan. Yeah. Yeah, it took me actually a really long. Yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing. They could do a lot. It took me a long time to figure out all the abilities, and like there was one that I just figured out today, which is apparently Ion has the electric field, whatever. Yeah, he has electric smoke. Oh, okay. Does it come off of your shield? No. Yeah, so then I find out I had that today, and I was like, oh, I got rodeoed. Oh, do I have it? Oh, sweet. And then I'd often press it too late, but it'd kill the guy right after or something. Um, and right. And then the other thing is, so the splitter rifle, the way it works, and this is why it was weird, because it says it drains energy to split the beam, increasing damage. If you use energy with the splitter rifle, you fire 3 shots. Really fast, too. Like, they move really quickly across the world. But you drain your energy reserve. And if you use your energy reserve for that, you can't use it for laser shot and whatnot. And so there was this weird thing where, okay, so I can, but if I fire the splitter rifle by itself, I still have to reload it, and I found out where the reload or the ammo count was. It was behind broadcasting. Um, uh, so I had like, so I'm firing, drains energy, just with the beam, whatever, and then if I don't drain energy, I actually can charge energy while shooting. So then towards the end, I was like, oh, okay, so I can just like hold down the center fire for long range shooting, and then I can like sprinkle in laser shots and reload and laser shot and continue to fire, and I have like more continuous energy. But I don't know if that's the most efficient from a damage perspective. I tried it a little bit. There were some times where I would just tap it and it would like do a ton of damage, and other times where I'd hold it down and it would do a ton of damage. And I had some really nice shots against pilots where I was just like, poof, you just tap it and then you like, yeah, because it's basically an instant fire charge rifle. Just like swings over and you're just like, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, the aim assist on it is retarded. Um, But yeah, so I don't know. It was very actually the most underwhelming part of the kit to me is the laser core, because it doesn't hold for very long, and it's really easy to just get behind something most of the time. Oh yeah, but if you yeah. Well, and then that's the other thing with like laser core is useless against fast stuff. I mean, actually, you can kill pilots with it and stuff because you just have to move it generally in their area and they die. But if you're trying to kill a Titan with it. You unload with a laser core and you start hitting them, and if they just like dash and then dash again, it's you can't turn, you can't aim quickly. Yeah, well, that was where I tried to I tried to use it in like flanking scenarios where they would try to jet sideways and it would just be in line for me. But if they could get anything in between me and them, it was no good. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of direct fire weapons where the Scorch running more. Did you ever use the firewall to kill stuff? Like people that were trying to, or not the firewall. Sorry, I didn't mean the firewall. I mean the thermal shield. I was wondering if you use it against pilots ever. Just like, oh, here comes a pilot. Yeah. Hmm. Right. I wonder if he's supposed to be like a tanky damage type thing. Because they say he's got 3 durability, 1 mobility, and 3 damage. Where the Ion is 2 durability, 2 mobility, and 1 damage. On the selecting, if you actually select the character, the Titan, you can see. Yeah. So the Ion is like a, yeah. Low damage, mid mobility, mid. Yeah. I mean, he's the sort of thing we would have loved. We would have loved to fight when we were playing Titanfall 1. We would have loved to fight a Scorch because we can just duck and dip and dodge around him like crazy. It's like an Atlas running cluster missiles. And you're just like, doo, 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 and I'm just like, he gets hosed down in moments. Yeah. Well, and the time he would get you is if he got you in a contained space, and then managed to like set everything on fire, and you know you tried to get out and he like thermal shielded or whatever, just had this big, you know, everything was a big mess, or flame cord and you got, you know. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I debated actually switching to Scorch when I saw that capability because that's so valuable for fighting pilots, is firing into a room, um, and just being able to set that on fire. Yeah, I assume you use Wildfire Launcher with it instead of Inferno Shield, just the more fire is spread from the Thermite Launcher. Yeah. I don't know though. I could see them. I I could see them doing. I used Warp Fall for a bit. It was occasionally really useful because you could drop so quickly. You could instantly like nuke a Titan. But again, that's the. Yeah. Yeah, no, I could definitely see that, and with them allowing you to both edit and select in game, that could be particularly effective. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to see where it goes. I think that there is a lot of depth to the game. Um, I I still wonder if they're going to be sheeps versus wolvesing hard, because I feel like if you're not, yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I feel like again, without doing fantastically well, I feel like I was above one, like pretty consistently above one. And sometimes more above one, but even when I get like 6 kills, it's like, yeah, but I only died 3 or 4 times. Um, and except when there's Dark Void on the other team. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, or they go up into a they go up to a rooftop and then they just stand there. So you can see the guys like Dark Void. Yeah, you see the guys like Dark Void that have figured it out because it's just this movement at any height and with accuracy and good shooting and stuff. By the way, 37 minutes our happy hour starts again. I'm just saying. So you only need 2 Knights Templar clans because you can just rotate. See, and this is where bounty, I think. So there's something about bounty that makes it so that, oh man, you were doing really well, but if you get like killed when you were doing really well, oh wow, they just stole 400 or whatever. Um, and that's kind of cool in that you could turn it around, but I feel like there's also this piece of that that is a really good player is not going to get killed very much, um, and may just, I don't know. I still feel like I don't know if you solve the problem of, hey, does a random player feel excited about depositing 12 every time the bank is open, or like, oh, I got 30 this time. Mm. Yeah, it's linear. Yeah, it's exponential. That's not the point. Right. Right. Yeah, it's funny actually because in one sense, you know, thinking about it, it's about perception because actually your gain is linear and your loss is linear, right? You always lose half of what you've gained. And so it's actually that if you look at it, the percentage, like the difference of going from 0 to 10 is infinity, and from going to 10 to 20 is 100, and from 20 to 30 is 66, and etc. And your losses follow that same trajectory, but it's about time invested. So if I invest the time to go from 100 to 200 on grunts and specters, that takes a while. And then if some guy like swoops in and kills me, I go back to 100 in a moment. Right. Now, he had to kill me at the right time and all this, but I could definitely see that frustration. And again, I wonder if that's them trying to counteract sheeps versus wolves. Because if you're playing a more campy style, then the high mobility people who are mastering the game are actually in some ways limited. Like that's something that's been very true in these games is, hey, if I'm playing Bounty Hunt, I can't play the way I want to because I keep having to hop out of my Titan and go into this point instead of just being free to move around the map and be in my Titan. So like it forces me to do something I'm uncomfortable with, or something that I don't, not even necessarily uncomfortable with, something that's a bad idea, right? That forces this conflict. But I think the way it does it may not be the right way to force that conflict. I don't know. That's so tricky. Right. Well, gosh, and this time you're going to be doing other things. Like if you get in that situation and you're in a team of 5 or 6, you're not just going to be like killing their Titans when they drop. You're going to be farming cores. You're going to be like, oh, he dropped. Cool. Everybody take your turn. Hop on. Like, we're going to keep him busy. Right, right. Yeah, there's going to be all kinds of, mind games with that. Okay, he's got it. Punch, right. Cool, I'll put that in. Right. Yeah. And that's I guess that's another, yeah, that's it's a challenging space because I think again because of the nature of Titans, and this is something like that's the contrast between a Destiny super and a Titan. A Destiny super is by its nature temporary. It is either a one-time use or it lasts for like less than 30 seconds. And often a lot less. A Titan is potentially for the rest of the game and is a very, very, very powerful thing by design and appropriately. Right. And again, I think it's going to exacerbate that sort of, oh man, you're going to have teams going against each other, but the problem is it could be very, very snowbally. The team that is ahead is going to, if they know what they're doing, really lock down and stay ahead. And the team that gets behind, there's not going to be a lot they can do. Because that's the other thing. Not only do I get to rodeo you and take your stuff, it also gives me my Titan faster. Right. Right. Well, and that's the thing too, where you can do that. You can actually vary that up. Where like what you could actually do is, again, if you were the team that was ahead, you put 3 Titans on either bounty. Crush out any Titan opposition, and then just start chain snagging cores out of that Titan, so that you heal up. With cloak or whatever, like, oh, cool, I just have to go behind this wall over here, hop out, run in, and you're like, well, the other team can jump up and try to get you, but, yeah, you can jump up and try to get me, but I've got 2 allied Titans hanging around, and if we're doing this right, there's not a heck of a lot you're going to be able to do if you're a pilot. Right. Or you have to try to or you have to try to do something else that makes nobody feel really good. Well, actually no. You have to try to basically smite steal the bounty, right? Like with a charge rifle. Okay, if I time this just right, like poof, got it. Yes, right? And then they see where it came from. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe that guy got it." At least, yeah. Right. 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 Yeah. We make sure that they stay on this side of the map, and when it's time to deposit, we run in and bunker up on their bank. No, you send like 2 or 3 guys in, just like, hey, you just run in, deposit whatever paltry sum you've managed to collect from killing them, and then kill them as they try to get to it. I don't know. Again, like maybe there's other things. Maybe the size of the maps and the way the drop zones work would make that strategy not tenable. But overall, like I think that's my concern is today I actually enjoyed the mechanic of like, oh, go get a core and bring it back to a friendly Titan. Since I understood it a little bit better, it was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is a neat thing where, oh, there's a core on the ground. Let's go grab it and use it to charge my Titan. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, both. I think the last game you basically got a Titan, and then I got a core and put it in your Titan and got a Titan. Um, in both cases. Um, and so like that sort of thing is that's cool and it feels nice to be me, but again, I think it encourages the snowballing nature of the game, which is unfortunate. And again, I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah, right, right. Well, actually, I remember we played against. There were times where we played against teams that we were realized, oh crap, we can't. No, no, no. Well, and actually, we pivoted strategy a couple times. We were like, oh shoot, we can't go up against you toe to toe because you're killing our titans too fast in any sort of direct engagement, and we can't pilot kill you or we can't titan kill you as pilots because you're covering each other. So this isn't gonna work. And we would just switch and just farm stuff, and it was probably some of our worst KDs, but sometimes we'd win by virtue of just killing tons of grunts and specters and things, and just like, okay, we'll just do this, and like start hosing, and it was not it- right, right, right. Right. Yeah, the sort of running back to the bank, and if you didn't have someone with a pulse blade there, sort of like going, well, I'm gonna try to slide in and, you know, start pressing X, and then you start depositing, and then they kill you, and you're like, oh, well, I got 50 in, I guess. Right. Right. Yep. Yep. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Right. No, we'll see how it goes. I I'm interested to see the other weapons that end up in play. If they actually introduce other styles like some sort of semi-auto or a three-shot like a Hemlock or the G2A4, or if they introduce other Titans that really change how Titan gameplay feels, because Titan gameplay did feel a little bit stale, and it's probably related to the fact that you only fought two different types, and there's one that's just going to try to burst you with direct fire. That's the Ion, and don't step on his mines, and the other one is going to be like trying to peg you with fire stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, anyway. All right. Good times. Yep. That's right. And the first raid, right? Oh, okay. So, that means that next weekend, I think, is our last weekend if we wanted to just farm trials bounties to get the extra legendary marks. I think next weekend might be our only weekend to do that. I still don't know if I'm going to because I already have all the Iron Banner ones, so I'm kind of like set. Um, and I don't want to over prioritize it, because it's like, don't want to destroy the fun of the game by just having everything instantly. So anyway, but yeah, we'll figure it out.